Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith 1145, our solve count. Last time, a bunch of 6s were super easy, and then 1 7 was very hard. So, let's see over here. No, is it not tab to... Oh, come on. Game. Yes. If I hit tab here... Oh, do I have to get it to gold first before it makes everything light up? Maybe. Not sure. Alright, well, I just want to find 6s right now, please. Okay, we've got a couple here. Shape bank and rose windows. That shouldn't be too bad. So, it's a 6. Have a line there, thank you very much. My real question is... Can we find somewhere where both shapes won't allow? So this could be this, but then that can't go. Could be this, but then we can't have that. Obviously, it could be this, could be that, and then this would go, but that won't. And so I'm just looking for something that says, yes, this is the only way that this can operate here. We can tell some stuff, like this red must pair to this blue. We also know that all of these 2s must be shapes of their own. This red must go to that blue. This red could go to this blue or this blue, so that's not a given. Again, that one could go to there or there, so that's not a given. I think this red can only hit that guy. If I could eliminate who can pair with who, I wonder if that would lead me to aid in a solution. So if that red can only get to this blue, because we can't go a knight's move around a corner, this red has to take that one. This could make that. This could make that. This red can only reach that blue, which gives us this red here. Who the hell does this one reach? And is it that one? Because that would tell us a lot, I think. There's nowhere else this guy can get to that doesn't intrude on somebody else's space. Which means if this is blocked out, in fact, I will just color that. That means that this guy can no longer make it to there. So this would be a pair. This would be a pair. This would be a pair. And for what's left, this is a pair. We know if this must take that tile. Well, it doesn't. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This could be this. And I hadn't thought of this through several of the other tiles. So my edge work might need work. Now, this one can't do that. So this one's fine. This could do that in matching pairs, but this can't get to anywhere. Equally, this guy can't reach anyone else. No. Alright, well, it's not that. And I feel like I need to re-challenge all my assumptions that I started with here, which is annoying. Because my edge piece work was very bad. So, same idea, but don't start with these, because clearly we can do that, and I completely blanked on that for a moment. This guy can still only meet that one. This guy could meet that or that, so that's no good. This one can only meet this. You can meet that or that. If you meet that, this can't exist. So I think you have to take that. Which means this guy... That's that. And we can do that one and that one. This can't reach this. Yes, it can. And that can reach that. But then who on earth can this reach? That could reach that, but I don't love the way it pans out. That would have to be that if it went that way. If it didn't go that way, if these two are in the same region, that can't take that extra. Yeah, it all breaks down very quickly, doesn't it? Well, this guy must take that one. That's wrong. Because if that must take this, and this must take that, this guy can only reach this, which we had previously noted. That could do that or that, which is ambiguous. So those are together, that's together. I'm happy enough with those. Which means that would have to do this. That would have to do that. This guy would have to touch this guy. Whether it's that one or that one or that one, we don't know. Can't leave that one blank. And we can't do any other shape like that. So that gets that with some ambiguity, I think. That leaves those two must needing to touch. That's going to leave these two must needing to touch. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs left of uncertain resolution. There might have been some math to do with 5 and 8 being... Oh no, 5 and 7 being the number of tiles available. So that gets stuck not being able to finish for somebody. That tile then doesn't get used. We could do it that way instead, except that tile now doesn't get used, so you must take that tile somehow. Oh. Who else must be bound to somebody specific? I guess you must go to that, right? This was not given. That still has ambiguity about it. We don't use this second shape very much, do we? Who is getting this tile? Can't be that. Therefore, I think it must be that, but I don't know if it's going to extend further over. That can't do both directions of that at the same time. Neither can we leave a negative space there. Maybe I'm coming at this backwards and I should be using the bottom left corner more than I am. This big wide guy here is about the only thing that I'm reasonably certain in. I guess off of that, this becomes fairly fixed. That one's fairly fixed. These two together, yeah. Where else can we go after this? Great question. There it is. I knew my foundation was good. Lovely. Not a bad one for a 6. Hey, a hard place. Restore the most difficult window. I don't think that was the most difficult window to restore. Maybe it was. Maybe the 7 tips it over. So, over on our progress thing. So, it's restored, but not silver or gold or rubied yet. Still, nice progress. 6 there. Bricky Precision 5 rose windows. Gosh. Alright, well, I'll give it a good try. The bricky is going to be the hardest one to keep straight in my head, but see what we can do. There cannot be a point where 4 borders meet. Okay. So that must take that. There's no other 3s. That must get out. And we're on precision 5, which is interesting. So that must get out. That must get out. Doesn't leave me with a lot of other stuff, does it? That must get out. We know that this cell on precision 5 must either make it to one of these or that guy or that. That is a lot of options, isn't it? I thought that was going to be a narrower band of decisions than it was. This one is either this, this, or this. This is either this, 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 or this. This one is more confined because of this thing. So this can't cross over that and meet somebody, can it? Because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5, which is no good. So I think this cell must come up to here at least. Because if it didn't, if it picked up these two, it can't get to a 5 anywhere. Now, whether it comes to this guy, or this guy is ambiguous, but that's going to be like that. Which means this has to come out at least. Well, it can't do that. So it has to come out to here and to there, and that is a shape. Very happy to have it. That means this is coming out to here, which means this is no longer ambiguous to the left. This is now ambiguous to this or this, which is good to know. No places where 4 borders meet. So far not having huge impacts. It's like a cell like this can get to quite a few people in quite a few places. This one's a lot more narrow. It would have to be this, or something with that guy, or hypothetically that. But still, that's 4 options, which is more than I like. Of this, that is 11 cells. But there's nothing to say it couldn't be something like this, is there? Apart from the fact that this now doesn't have a tile it can get to anywhere. Alright, so what else can we know for certain? Always the question to ask myself. Bricky not doing anything right now apart from just this line cannot exist. Where else can we penetrate into this puzzle? I just can't see anything that isn't just lines of me colouring something and then colouring it some more and so on and so forth. Like this cell could be you, could be you, could be you. None of that's helpful. And even trying to like start a bifurcation here just to see what comes of it leaves way too many options for ways things could still resolve. That leaves only 3 edges touching. Where else can we go with this? Okay, here's the smallest thing in the world, but it's something. I knew that I have to draw this piece together to stop that from happening. So that now limits this tile. Can't do this because that would end up being 6 pieces long. So this tile cannot touch that tile. It would have to come either here or here. Can't do both, obviously, because it would trap this into the center. But that means that I think this line exists. I think. So if that presents 2 options for, well, if this existed, let's say, that could do that, that could do that, this can't do this. If that existed, that can't make a shape. So yeah, I think that exists. That has to get out. Oh, wait. That has to exist. But we don't know if that does that yet. But, okay, hold on. Because this now can't escape to the left, and it can't come down to here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It actually pins that out into that space behind it. The tiny little thing that I did over here actually led to something useful. That's exciting. Now, if this exists, this could exist. If this exists, this cannot exist. Therefore, that must go that way. That must go to here. That must go to there. Okay. We got some bits of progress. I'm very happy about it. This, excuse me, cannot exist, so those go over. Where else? If this does this, that has to do that. That is viable. If this does this, this has to do that, and that also currently... Oh, that's not viable because we can't do this. Therefore, That must take those, and that must take those, I believe. That moves out to there. I hope this is correct. This line cannot exist, so that must go. Whether this goes up that way or not, I do not currently yet know. So this is ambiguous on either taking those or these. Which one next? Okay, this can't end up over here, leaving... no, yeah, we don't have enough room for this 9 to make 2 10s, obviously. So... that can't exist because that gets penned in. So I suspect... that goes that way, that comes up, that goes over. Any problems with this so far? This tile didn't get someone. That's a problem. Who do you get? There's not enough stuff to pull in towards the center here. To get to this guy. Hey, there it is. Yeah, bricky only useful in like 2 tiny slithers of that puzzle, but I'll take them. Worked so much with the Precision 5 now that I have most of the polyominoes memorized, so that's really helpful. Can I do this yet? Yeah, now I can, in case there's any that I'm missing, like this one on the bridge is a 7, this one under there is a 6. Missing that guy. I don't know if they added more, because normally there'd be some plain pedestals that then get unlocked later, but I don't know if they did that over here. Alright, well, that'll be all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching my little videos. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. Hit the like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.